Hey guys, welcome back to another tank of the week. This week we're going to be taking a look at the Foch B. This tank was very recently buffed, so it's a pretty good tank now. It does still have some pretty big drawbacks though, which we're going to cover in this video. But starting off with equipment, you're going to want your HP on every single map, because this tank is a clip tank. You need your HP to be able to trade. You take one shot, ideally, you give 6 shots out. And that's kind of how this tank works. You're looking to trade um, positively very often. So the more HP you have, the more trading you can do. The turbo is nice because this is a casemate CD, no turret, so turbo helps it turn faster, more engine power. Also just allows it to go faster, and there's not really anything else that you need in this tank. Now, the third piece of equipment, it's up to you. You could go aiming unit, you could go IRM. Um, I would stick away from vents though, because vents only boost, well, they boost your entire clip reload, but not your intra-clip reload, so it's not the most beneficial piece of equipment for the Foch B. As like I said, you need your turbo, you need your HP in every single game. Some maps like Proc, you might want the aiming unit. Some maps like city maps like Himmels, Zoransk, you would want the IRM. So that's why you kind of want to have one setup be the IRM, one setup be the aiming unit. Um, Now for field mods, for a tank destroyer, so we're always taking the left field mod, um, always taking the right field mod. This one, we're not really going to be playing around our camo very often, so we can just take the free view range. This one, so this allows us to get our clip out faster. You can see the reduction to the aim circle size after firing. Means we can shoot, get our clip faster out. We don't have to aim between shots as much, right? And this plus 3% to reload time is not that much in the grand scheme of things, right? We only gain a second in reload because of that. This field mod, it's personal preference, really. You can take. I would not take the extra HP because you want a decent reverse speed. But you could take the greater reverse speed in exchange for some hit points. It's only 50 hit points. Not the end of the world if you choose to take it or not. It's up to you. In terms of map bans, you probably want to ban maps where you have to be playing held down. And there's not really any free clip opportunities. Maybe maps like, let me look here. Mountain Pass is probably a good ban for this tank. Mountain Pass, there's a lot of hull down spots, and you can't really play hull down because of your massive cupolas. And there's not really free opportunities for clips, because they have this position here on Mountain Pass. Like the fights are so far apart from each other, or the tanks are when they're fighting. It's not really a good situation to be in the Foch B. And another map, you can just ban Oyster Bay. Oyster Bay is very similar. You're sitting across, you're sitting at hull downs that are pretty far away from each other. And like I said, you've got two massive cupolas that are just, not enjoyable to play around in a hull down fight. Those are my two bans that I would go with. Third one is up to you if you have what plus. Maybe your least favorite map, maybe something like Abbey, like Overlord, something like that. So this map, we've got tier 8s, which is really nice, because it'll allow us to get our clip out taking even less damage, right? Because they obviously have lower alpha than the majority of tier 10 tanks. So what we're going to look to do, this is a map where you kind of have to play around your team. I'm hoping that they want to play around the forest, because that's easier for me to play around, rather than go and try to fight all down here, but try to make something happen. So I'm going to hope. It does look like we are a forest team. It's good for me. So we are going to open to the forest. And we're going to look for light tank spotting. Anybody playing around D7, D8 area, that kind of thing. Hopefully we can get free clip at the start. Because the big thing with clip tanks is you want to get your damage, you want to get a clip early, and then whatever you do in the middle is the icing on the cake, and then you want to get a clip at the end. So you want to make sure that you're keeping your HP relatively high, not trading too much of it away, because you do want your HP for the late game. Because a late game a tank with HP, a clip tank with HP is really nice. Yeah. Because you can just go in there, you don't care who shoots you, you trade your one shot, or you take your one shot and you trade it all back. So this was a little greedy, but we don't get punished for it. Because these bushes here are blocking anybody from spotting us here. We could be looking for the EBR, but those are low chance to connect. So we're just gonna be looking for 3 shots here, kind of thing. And that guy's dead. And then we're gonna be looking to reload here, so we can take low chance shots. So we're gonna give our one more, and then reloading. First clip, 5 out of 6 is pretty good. And now, nice thing about this, about having a long reload, is you have a lot of time to think about what the play is. So, I see that my team is pushing out the 0 line. This is okay for me because I'm reloading right now, so what's going to happen is they're going to take like a whole bunch of damage and force it back up, which allows me to kind of close. And if you look, I have 8 seconds left on my reload, and I rotated to I'm almost exactly where I want to be here. As I finish reloading. So ideally, we catch somebody trying to run away. We get through to him. And we get to 6. And now we have 30 more seconds to think about our next rotation. I think we're just going to drive across the C line because they are pushing our base. Please don't cap team. In games like this, you kind of want to be worried about a cap, or your team capping, because like the enemy team can't really cap. So you kind of have to play a little faster pace than you might think, because your team could just get on the cap and end the game. Now, I'm not too concerned about taking a little bit of damage here, crossing in like this, because I'm still full HP. So we're just going to go across. There's probably someone in this bush here. This guy doesn't seem to be aware of us. Foch, go find this. And yeah, there's someone in this bush here. It's kind of good that we don't have to waste a shot on him, because he was low HP. And now we can go for the renegade. And there's a light tank here. We'll give one to him, and then give this guy my last shot, and then we'll be reloading. So we have enough HP. We're not a one shot for anything except for the Bliska. And he's dead, so we're chilling. We've got 20 seconds at our last clip off. Our team is on the cap. They don't seem to be wanting to get off the cap, which is kind of unfortunate. So we might just have to YOLO the concept for our last clip. We do have to be aware of the Vickers, who's somewhere back here unspotted. There he is. So ideally, he stays in the open for us here. And we just put him for a break. And yeah, kind of what you want to be doing at the end game. Getting your last clip out, even if it means you dying. It's not like we're going to get much more damage out. And if you were wondering, on the last shot on the concept B, when you're playing a casemate TD and turning, your reticle is actually further towards the direction you're turning than it appears. So I knew that my server reticle was on his lower plate, even if my actual reticle was way off into the sky over here, right? That's just something to be kind of aware of. If you're playing a TD, you can kind of, when you think you're going to die before you get a shot out, you can just do that and kind of pre-fire, even though it's not really pre-firing. Okay. This is theoretically a really good map because we have a cross to clip from here. If we go to B4, we have a cross to clip as they go into the city. We also can just have bushes to play around here to get like 2 or 3 shots and then back down. In reality, I don't think it's that good because I don't think anybody's gonna be crossing to the city. Like they have a Panzer 7 and that's it. So I don't want to be going towards the city. Ideally, I play towards the rails and hopefully my team will come. Because this is another one of those maps where you kind of have to play with your team. If you see that most of your team is going towards the city, you have to go to the city. Same thing if most of your team is going towards the rails. Since I lucked out here and I've got majority towards the rails, so that's pretty good. And we should win the rails fight. They don't really have any crazy hull down tanks, so I'm chilling. Now, ideally they have at least somebody here. Why are there so many of you here? Okay, that would have been a fine clip if not for the arty shot. The arty shot us, so it makes it not such a great clip. They didn't expect to be shot by Patton either. I thought, you know, if just the char shoots us, it's really good. Why is the Panzer 7 here? Interesting. Oh well, we lost all our HP again really early in the game, which is not good at all. You really want to be hanging on to your HP in this tank. Here, what can we do? E4 spotted. Hopefully we can punish that. Can we punish that? Wait, kill that. Oh. You know, 2 for 6 is not bad in this range. Oh, well, we have one more shot. We didn't shoot. Whoops. 2 for 5 is not bad. Would have been really nice to kill that guy, though. Because him being there prevents us from playing the game. And it's a good thing their Panzer 7 is suicided, though. Makes it much easier for us to play. Or, oh, yeah. Nah, we can't do much until the C4 is spotted again. That's not great, but... to back off because of the E4 and the fact that we were spotted from that shot. So we're gonna reload here because we're spotted for another 10 seconds, so it effectively makes our reload 20 seconds. There's nothing to shoot at for the next 20 seconds. So ideally what we do is we wait to be, yeah, we can go. Not great timing, but it ended up working. Oh, because we didn't get spotted still. So ideally what happens here is we get to punish the cax. I want to go for the kill because it's another gun to shoot at us while we're clipping, or trying to clip, right? And now ideally, cax has been forced off, so we can look for the Leo. Okay, the cax was not forced off. Not sure how my team is able to shoot. Now he's gonna use the wreck. Try to stay safe. We should still be able to punish him. Already issued vessels. Now he's tracked, and now he dies. And we're just gonna reload because we want. It doesn't even matter that we miss out on a shot on the pattern. because hopefully we get a relatively, like, we get a good clip onto the, can you please go kill the Patton? My hope is that we can get a good clip onto the farm. Okay, he should die. Should die. Nice. Hopefully we get a good clip onto the 13105. Not really too concerned about these four, to be honest. 13105 just died, so. Oh, and we are just missing. Well, it would have been better off to take the shot on the Patton. But yeah. This tank is really not good in games that get very accelerated, and games that kind of tend to snowball quickly. Because if you notice, the game was kind of close for the most part. It only really got not so close towards the very end when it kind of snowballed and like one tank after another died very quickly. And so we couldn't make use of our reload to do a lot of anything. Yeah. Anyways, that's gonna be it for this tank week, the Foch B. The pros of this tank, you've got a lot of clip potential in a relatively short clip time. 2-second interclip is pretty nice. You have a good amount of HP. Your mobility is pretty good. The gun handling is not amazing. And obviously you have the drawbacks of the two cupolas and the no turret, right? So if you manage to play around those drawbacks well, and you trade your HP well in the early game, so you have lots of HP for the end game, kind of like how the first Muro game was. Like I had a lot of HP to end with, and I can just take bad trades at the end to maximize my damage. That's kind of how you want to be playing it, right? Conserving your HP, not taking terrible trades early on. And that's really all there is to this tank. Trying to take good trades and keeping your HP for the end game. Because ideally you get a clip at the start. Doesn't really matter what you do in the middle, as long as you don't lose too much HP. And then you get a clip at the end. And that's kind of your entire game, right? So that's all from me. This was the Foch B. Hope to see you guys next week. Remember to vote for next week's tank in the poll.